Hello everybody. Hello everybody. How are you doing? Uh, I hope it's going great for you. It's not going really well here, but okay, whatever. Let me close the door. Real quick. I closed the door and I'm coming back for the microphone. Hello, microphone. Wait, actually, if I place it here, I can talk and it records really well. And here it's the best. It's the best here, really. Oh my gosh! My my recorded voice goes red. It goes all the way to red when I'm talking like this on the microphone. I hope it's not that unpleasant. That's much unpleasant. But I think it is probably. The most unpleasant voice here is probably mine. Whatever. Oopsie. Why isn't it coming up? It's already 2 minutes. Please. I have audience. Audience. Not audio. Audience. Audience. Please stay in your seats. Our plane of story will fly soon. So yeah, don't leave, please. Let's make the watch time a little bit long. let's keep the watch time a little. Oh god damn it! How is that possible? I got connection timeout. Can you believe it? Okay. Let me use this little perfume. Not perfume, it's actually kind of a drug? No, it's not drug. What? Medicine? Yeah, it's kind of a medicine. Menthol. Mint alcohol. It helps me stay a little bit. Not stay. It helps me relax better a little bit. So yeah. Hey! Oh, thank you. Did you hear? Maybe one more comes, but whatever. Please, just open. Just open. You're killing me. You're literally killing me. Just get open. Hey, just do it. Just do it. Just do it, man! You can, you can! Oh god. Ah. Yay! Oh. Oh, our plan was to go to do one story. Yeah, exactly. I wanted you. Who was Emilie? Yes, Emilie. Hi, Emilie. I'm coming for you. There you are. That's Sumeru. Okay, maybe the last Sumeru class. But I think Emily was Fontanian. She had a shop in Fontaine. She's originally from Sumeru. So yeah. That's confusing. So where is she from now? Like I'm Iranian, but if I go to another country, am I from there? Then I don't know. Like, is Jackie Chan American? Is Hikaru Nakamura American? I don't know. These are questions that I don't know the answer to. And actually, those questions just don't matter to me. They don't matter. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. The only truth that I want to know now is why is my PC what?
I thought I told him to spray it with water to retain moisture before applying the film.
Wait. The hell is wrong with my PC? Good. Yeah, something is wrong. Definitely, that's okay.
You can't treat a glaze lily like a cactus. If Sanjay does this again, the loss will have to come out of his food expenses.
I'll go talk to him. At this rate, he won't even be able to afford eating cacti for much longer.
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, it's you two. It's been a while.
We didn't have anything to do, and this place looked pretty lively, so we decided to stop by. But, what's with all the flowers around?
Well, Port Ormos is currently organizing a flower exhibition featuring flowers and plants from... The exhibition includes flowers from every corner of the world, each with their own unique properties and needs. With that in mind, the curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar capable of retaining heat and moisture. Even so, an expert is still required to develop tailored transportation and care plans for each type of...
Oh, and that expert is you, right?
Not this time, no. I'm just here to help out. The expert in charge...
Mr. Tainari! Sanjay! He confused the poisonous bulbs with garlic shoots, and he ate them!
Never mind. Forget about what I said about the food expenses. Apologies, Traveler, Paimon. Looks like I've got something to take care of.
Tainari's busy no matter where he is, huh? Yeah, seems like it. Hey, don't look at Paimon like that! Paimon is super careful. Well, looks like Tainari might be busy for a while.
Where is Emily? Where is Emily?
Wow, look at these flowers! They smell so...
Huh?
Paimon's, fine. She's just got...
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and
It's getting... But,
a moment of your time, you two? If it's not too much trouble, perhaps you could try this incense.
incense? Oh, the scent is so... Whoa, that was fast! Paimon doesn't have to sneeze anymore!
Think nothing of it. From your attire, I imagine you two aren't from Sumeru. Seeing as we're both travelers from abroad, it's only right that we help each other out.
Oh, so you're here for the flower exhibition?
I suppose that's accurate. Allow me to introduce myself.
Paimon is Paimon! Thank you so much for your help just now.
The traveler, right? I've heard a lot about you from the Steambird. It's nice to finally put a face to the name.
What happened back there? Why did Paimon start sneezing?
Have you ever heard of hay fever? To put it simply, when inhaled, certain pollens can trigger abnormal physical...
But Paimon has seen these kinds of flowers before and nothing weird happened.
Well, we're all different. The factors that can trigger a reaction to certain stimuli vary by person. In isolation, the effects of certain pollens may seem minimal, but inhaling various types at once can trigger a more overt reaction. But there's no need to worry. Pollen allergies can be effectively mitigated with the use of medication.
Oh, well, that's good.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. I left in such a hurry, I forgot to warn you about all the pollen in the air. Emily? Ah, what a coincidence. Looks like my worry was misplaced then. The traveler and...
It was nothing, really. We happened to run into each other shortly after my arrival, and I offered them a bit of... I'm more curious as to why you thought the traveler and Paimon were in danger. Allergies are highly unpredictable. If you were concerned the pollen might trigger a reaction, that must mean something similar has happened in the past.
Remember the first time we met? You fainted after inhaling Spirit Borneal.
The Spirit Borneal didn't affect Paimon at all, and now she's the one suffering.
It's not really something you can make sense out of, Paimon. There are all kinds of allergies out there, caused by a variety of different factors. Some people are even allergic to almonds. It's not something you can generalize.
Exactly. I even encountered a case in Fontaine where someone had an allergic reaction to soba noodles their family brought back from Inazuma.
Whoa. Good thing Paimon isn't allergic to anything delicious.
In a manner of speaking, although you could say the patients I deal with are rather unusual.
In addition to medicine, Emily is also very knowledgeable about botany. She's taught me a lot about the native flora around Fontaine.
And that's where my expertise ends, I'm afraid. When it comes to breadth of knowledge, Tainari certainly comes out on top.
A flower expert? Oh, Paimon's got it! You must be the expert Tainari mentioned, the one in charge.
Wrong again.
Well, I did come for the exhibition, but only to inquire about the Auguste variety. I'm not involved in...
Oh, Paimon was sure she got it right this time.
It's a kind of flower that was once popular in Fontaine. The perfume made from it also bears this...
Auguste, huh? That's not a name you hear often.
In an ancient language, the word is said to mean sacred or noble. It's sometimes used as a name. That reminds me. Are you familiar with a historical event in Fontaine known as Perfume Mania? Perfume Mania was an event that occurred in Fontaine. It all started when several merchants released their own lines of high-end, expensive perfumes, marketing them as must-have luxury products, the very symbol of elegance. No one anticipated the absolute frenzy this would create on the market, causing the price of perfumes to skyrocket. The demand was twofold. What some saw as a status symbol, most saw as a money-making opportunity. You could take advantage of the soaring price by hoarding them and reselling at even higher margins. The value of these products became so inflated, regular bottles of perfume were even going for hundreds of thousands of mora. This resulted in countless disputes and scams. But at the end of the day, perfume is just perfume. The market value greatly exceeded the intrinsic worth of the product, creating an economic bubble that was never going to last. Luckily, the Palais Mermonia recognized the danger and intervened before the craze could truly spread. Many profiteers and scammers were thrown in jail as a result. In the end, only a few wealthy families were affected when the bubble popped.
What does all this have to do with that Auguste you mentioned earlier?
Well, during the craze, the most popular perfume was none other than Auguste. The demand far exceeded the supply, to the point where it once sold for 10 million mora a
10 million? Then what about now?
After the mania ended, most perfumes returned to a normal price. Its namesake, the flower used to create it, went extinct. Indeed, the Auguste flower was not a natural variety, you see. It was specially cultivated for use in perfume making. When the bubble popped, all the flower beds used for its cultivation were destroyed in a fire. The variety has never been seen since.
But didn't you say you came to the exhibition to look for it?
Ah, yes. I came to investigate a certain rumor that the Auguste flower has reappeared in Sumeru. It's causing quite the stir in the Fontaine perfume.
Traveler, we should help Emily look for it.
I have to agree. Emily wrote me to ask if I could look into the rumor, but the forest rangers haven't received any reports of new plant species recently.
Even if I can locate the flower, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed, Paimon. I don't have any grand mora making endeavors planned. Divine, noble, one of a kind, all beautiful sentiments to be sure, but to me, they overshadow the very essence of the product. When it comes to perfume, I want people to forget the price and the prestige and focus on the beauty of the fragrance itself.
Wow, so noble.
Of course, there's also a more practical reason. In recent years, low-grade counterfeit versions of Auguste have been popping up on the Fontaine perfume market. Every so often, someone will claim to have recreated the unique scent of Auguste, and the rumor mill will start comparing the counterfeits to my own work.
Okay, that's more like the reason Paimon had in mind.
Ever since that rumor started, 3 new perfumes claiming to be made from the Auguste flower have appeared on the market. If I can dispel the fanaticism surrounding Auguste, even just by proving the rumor to be false, Fontaine's perfume market can finally start to get back to normal. Then I'll be free from all the stories and added meaning and just focus on making what I like.
That makes sense.
Oh, I would of course be grateful for your help, but I wouldn't want...
Well, you said it yourself. We're both travelers from abroad.
I suppose you're right.
Based on the information I have so far, it's unclear if the rumor is true. Mr. Edgar also thinks it's too early to say, but you could always go talk to him. He was there all those years ago, after all. Maybe he'll know something.
I was just about to pay him a visit at the
Edgar? Who's that?
The person you've been trying to guess this whole time. The flower expert in charge of the exhibition. He's also the most respected and experienced perfumer in the area. Back when he was still working in Fontaine, Auguste was his creation.
I should also mention, he was my teacher, the one who taught me the basics of perfumery when I apprenticed in
So this guy was a famous perfumer in Fontaine, but then he came to Sumeru to teach people from Fontaine? It sounds confusing.
It's a long story. If you're interested, we can talk more about it when we see him. He should be staying near the hotel. Apparently, the exhibitor paid a large sum to rent out the hotel and surrounding buildings. They're being used as temporary storage facilities and lodging for exhibition personnel.
Yeah, what if guests come early? They won't have anywhere to stay. Also, renting out this big of a hotel, how are they gonna make that Mora back?
It's been so long, I almost didn't recognize you, Edgar.
Well, you and your brother haven't changed a bit.
Oh, yeah, all this catching up is nice and all, but let's get down to business. We need to talk about Kyria. Is he...
Hold on, we have guests.
It's nice to see you again, Master.
Emily? Is that you? Oh, it's been years. Look at you. I've heard you've become quite the famous perfumer in Fontaine. It would seem the student has surpassed the master.
Oh, well, it's all thanks...
Hardly. I taught you the basics. I've taught many students here in Sumeru over the years, but I've yet to see one turn out quite as accomplished as you. You're the only one who can take credit. And who are these two? I don't recall you mentioning them in your
They're my new friends, the Traveler and Paimon.
Emily's friends.
And these two gentlemen? Are they friends of yours, Master?
Of course. I'm Ood, and this here is my younger brother, Blaze. Edgar and the two of us are old friends.
yes.
Merchant brothers?
You must be here to look for the August flower then.
Huh?
Well, what respectable perfume merchant hasn't heard of a goose? Anyone in the business would be interested in the...
I'm guessing you're here for the same reason, Emily. We were just about to get into it, so you three might as well. I commissioned a few eremites to do some scouting for me. They searched all over Sumeru, but there were no sightings of the Auguste. That being said, there are people in Port Ormos who claim to have smelled a unique fragrance on the streets. Definitely floral, but still distinct. Some of them were merchants who lived in Fontaine 20 years ago. According to them, the fragrance smelled exactly like the Auguste they remember from back then. A one-of-a-kind, divine, and...
Maybe someone around here just happens to have a bottle of Auguste from back then.
No, I don't think so. I doubt that's the case. Even if someone had a bottle that was never opened, the fragrance of the perfume would have changed over time. Very few perfumes can go decades without a change in scent. Auguste is even more prone to that kind of shift. Only a few bottles still exist in Fontaine, and their scent would have completely degraded by now. Although, could there be a flower out there with a similar fragrance? Or in accord with the same base notes?
Impossible! If a goose were that easy to replicate, it would never have sold for such a high price all those years ago. The Auguste flower is back. It has to...
Technically speaking, the scent wouldn't be impossible to imitate.
Well, let's table that question for now. Edgar, did any of those people mention where the scent was coming from?
No. By the time they realized they had smelled something, the scent was already gone. If I hadn't asked about it, they probably wouldn't have given the experience a second thought. Compared to things we see and hear, smells can be much easier to overlook.
It almost sounds like someone wearing the Auguste fragrance passed them on the...
Wait, are you saying...
Just thinking out loud.
We don't have much to go off of right now, but we can't rule out that possibility. I'll send some more people to it. You all traveled so far to be here. Why don't you rest in the hotel for a bit?
Ooh, you've got the keys to the rooms? Do we get free lodging?
My apologies. All the rooms in the hotel are accounted for, I'm afraid. Most are being used for storage ahead of... I managed to tidy up one of the rooms for these two at the last minute. But by the time Emily wrote to me, there was no more space left.
Oh, and we just showed up out of the blue. Guess that...
I should have been more considerate. Here I am with an entire...
Don't worry, Master. I can sleep on the boat tonight. Or I could even camp in the wild. It would give me the opportunity to collect some plant specimens while I'm here. Even better. Although, would it be possible for me to leave some of my luggage here? It would be rather cumbersome to take it camping. It shouldn't take up too much space.
Well,
Of course, no trouble at all. My brother and I will keep an eye on them for you, as long...
all right then. Ood, why don't you take Emilie inside? I'll prepare some refreshments and...
Super suspicious sauce. Wait. Sorry. What the hell? I should check into this. The hell is wrong?
Whoa, the smell of flowers is so strong. Didn't Edgar say he tidied up around here? I took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers. Looks like this exhibition is gonna be huge.
No, that's a florist thing. We work closely with the essential oils of various plants, but to maintain a sharp sense of smell, most perfumers prefer to keep their homes free of strong odors.
Oh, guess there's just too much to store for the exhibition then.
Oh, this room seems to be a connected suite, and my brother will be staying on the other side of the suite. Blaze, while you're out, why don't you bring our luggage over as well? Blaze!
Yes, of course.
All right then. Where can we find your luggage, mademoiselle? Blaze will go fetch it for you.
It's still at the port. In addition to some daily necessities, there's also a case of amber wine that I brought back from Fontaine. Could I trouble you to bring that back as well? It would be the perfect way to repay you for your hospitality.
How generous. I should thank you on my brother's behalf. You stumbled upon his weakness. He's aloof about most things, but alcohol is his one...
Is that so? Mr. Ood, Mr. Blaze, thanks...
Hey! What are you doing?
That's Master's voice.
He's dead, he's dead, he's dead, 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 dead. He's dead. He's dead, 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 dead inside out. No. I'm just blabbering nonsense.
Edgar!
Master!
Hey, Edgar!
Kyria.
Hey, Edgar? Edgar!
No, don't shake him. He's injured. Just leave him to me. You two can... Oh, thank you.
We can find traces.
Do you think whoever did this was hiding in the flowers?
Unless the culprit was your size. Killed me. Oh wait.
That strange smell around here. Is it coming from this bottle? Oh, really?
I checked. It doesn't look like anyone passed through.
Oh, but that's impossible. It's not like that kid can just grow some wings and fly away. Oh, the culprit, I mean. It's not like the culprit could have just...
Well, we looked all over, but the only clue we found was that bottle.
The most important thing we can do now is focus our efforts on treating...
How's he doing?
When I administered emergency treatment, I discovered a residue in his nose and mouth. Master was most likely forced to ingest a certain liquid. He's still unconscious, and inducing vomiting could obstruct his airways. We'll have to look into other clues for now. Ah, yes. The scent is the same, but the chemical composition is still unclear. We'll have to do further tests to determine if it's the same liquid and how toxic it is to the... But first, I do believe there are two people who could shed some light on the situation. Mr. Sylvain, Mr. Lucien.
Wait, you...
Hey! Were you talking to us, mademoiselle? I'm afraid we've never heard of those names.
Before arriving in Sumeru, I asked a friend from the Special Patrol to look into the creators of There were 4 people in total. The perfumer, Edgar, the one thrust into the limelight, and 3, a researcher from Sumeru responsible for cultivating the Auguste flower, and 2 merchant brothers responsible for promoting the product on the market. The 2 brothers capitalized on the mythos surrounding Auguste. Their actions lured in numerous speculators and profiteers, inflating the price of Auguste. Even in the end, they were sent to the fortress of Meripede for falsifying their accounts and destabilizing the market. If you do the math, they should be out of prison by now.
And what does that have to do with us? There are countless merchant families in Fontaine.
Every time your brother called you Blaze, it took you several seconds to respond. But when I called you Lucien just now, the name registered immediately.
Miss Emilie, out of respect for your position as a famous perfumer in Fontaine, I'm inclined to believe that was simply a poor attempt at... You have a bright future ahead of you. You wouldn't want to develop a reputation as someone who throws around false accusations.
You claim to be regular perfume merchants, and yet, when I brought up amber wine, you took it to be alcohol.
What?
Amber wine is a perfume I created several years ago. It wasn't particularly renowned, but I'm certain any respectable perfume merchant in Fontaine, unless, until recently, they were living somewhere completely cut off from the perfume world. Somewhere like...
Emilie, you little...
Don't misunderstand, Mr. Sylvain. I don't bring this up to criticize you, no matter what happened all those years ago. The court has already passed its judgment, but Master's life is in danger. We need to learn whatever we can about the person. If Master's attack had something to do with Auguste, I would imagine the 2 of you might also be in. So I'd like to trouble you for some information, if I may. Tell me about Kyria.
Fine.
Sylvain!
Lucien, if this will help us find Kyria, then it will be all worth it. Besides, we've already told most of the stuff to the Maison Orderly anyway. You were right, Miss Emilie. There were 4 of us at the beginning. Myself, Lucien, Edgar, and a researcher from Sumeru in charge of flower cultivation, Vijava. Sometime down the road, the Marechaussee Phantom came knocking, saddled us with a list of accusations, and started looking into our books. They did their meddling, and my brother Edgar and I were forced to serve time in the...
Sounds like he's still upset about that. Wait, then how did Edgar end up in Sumeru?
Master was convicted as an accomplice, so he only had to serve a few years. He decided to move to Sumeru so that he could put those events behind him. Still, Master was depressed for a long time after that. He stopped making new perfumes and focused on introducing students to the craft instead. That's how I met him. My parents had to relocate to Sumeru for work when I was a child, so I had the chance to study under him for a little while. But we can talk about that some other time. I want to hear more about this researcher.
Like us, Vijava was also staring down an investigation from the Marechaussee Phantom. But before the Phantom showed up at her door, she set all the flower beds on fire, along with much of the mora we managed to earn. All the Auguste flowers, everything we worked to create, was
But destroying all that evidence, wouldn't that make things worse for her?
It didn't matter at that point. because she died in the fire as well.
What?
Sounds like you did an investigation of your own. Why even ask us if you knew all of this already?
The name wasn't mentioned in any of the files I reviewed either, but you two seem quite familiar with him.
Kiria was Vijava's younger brother. He was just a clueless kid back then. Somewhere in his teens, I think. He helped his sister with her work sometimes, but that was pretty much it. He didn't have any idea what we were doing. Vijava kept him close most of the time. The three of us were probably the only ones who even knew she had a brother. After our operation was compromised, he disappeared. There were no signs of him until recently, when people started saying the August flower had reappeared in Sumeru.
So, you think Kiria took something with him back then? Something that allowed him to reproduce the August flower?
Vijava doted on the kid like you wouldn't believe. She even told us to give her cut to her brother if anything happened to her. If she left something behind before she died, believe me, Kiria's the one that...
And judging by the liquid in that bottle, the August flower wasn't the only thing he reproduced. He managed to replicate the perfume itself.
So the liquid Edgar was forced to ingest really was August. Wait, does that mean August is
Poison? No. Of course not. No perfume is meant to be ingested. Even small amounts can be dangerous, let alone ingesting a whole bottle at once. If August could be considered a poison, we wouldn't have even sold half a bottle back then. Edgar fell unconscious because Kiria forced him to drink perfume. It just happened to be a... He probably thought we had something to do with his sister's death. But to tell you the truth, I have no idea. We're not looking for Kiria because we have it out for him. We just wanted to see how he was doing. And, if possible, work together to bring back... We only went to prison for a bit of fraud and market manipulation. As long as we keep things honest this time around, bringing the product back to market would almost be like honoring his sister.
So that's why you never mentioned Kiria during your interrogation?
Yes, exactly. We were just looking out for the kid.
Anyway, that's all we know. If you're looking for information on what's in August, or what to do if you ingest it, there are only two people to ask. Edgar or Kiria himself.
Well, at least we're able to say for certain that the substance Edgar ingested was in fact August. That gives us a direction for further testing. Well then, I'd say that was a very enlightening discussion.
Well, glad to... Lucian, let's head back to the room and rest a bit. With everything that's happened, there are things that need reconsidering.
Yes, of course.
Okay, they are the evil of the story. Yeah, for sure.
You think so too? That does seem to be the case. Pity we don't have more evidence.
Let me check something. Oh, I hate life. Uh,
But based on Sylvain's tone of voice just now,
The way you exposed them like that, just based on a hunch, that was genius! Oh, right! Earlier you said you were only sort of a doctor, and that your patients were...
oh yes, that's because most of the patients I encounter are already dead.
So you're a forensic doctor?
Close. I'm actually a forensic cleaner. Once the forensic team and the Marechaussee Phantom are done collecting evidence from the scene, I'm in charge of clearing away the final traces my patients leave on the world. In fact, with just a small alteration to the formula, the same tincture used as the base of perfume can also be made into a cleaning agent. Basically, there are two sides to forensics: those who collect evidence to expose the truth, and those who clean up the smells, bloodstains, and other substances left behind at the scene. I've learned a lot in my line of work, and I've witnessed a lot of death. But this time, we may still save the patient.
Okay. So, she's a perfumer, she's a doctor, she's a detective, she's a scene cleaner, and she's also forensic.
Actually, Traveler, could I trouble you to report
Forensic.
back to Tainari and the officers at Port Ormos? We should update them on this. I'll stay here and continue to look after Master, now that we have a sample of Agu.
Okay, she's gonna be dead until we come back. The two of them will notice that we have left her behind and they will kill her. Okay.
Whoa, why the rush? Did something happen?
What? He's the most famous perfumer in the region. Someone who's helped countless people around Port Ormos.
Sheriff, have you received any reports of a suspicious individual fleeing through the bazaar?
No, but we've got eyes all over the area. I'm sure someone's seen Kirya. I'll start gathering my forces. We won't let him get away.
What about you, Tainari? Do you have a plan?
I'm sure the sheriff can handle things over at the scene, and I doubt Emily needs my help looking after Mr. Edgar.
But she said she's not a real doctor.
Then she was far too modest. She may not be a doctor by trade, but she has a deeper understanding of human anatomy and pharmacology than most scholars, not to mention the fact that Mr. Edgar's condition is related to perfume. Emily is certainly in the best position to help him. As for me, I'll head to the academia and see what I can learn about Vijava and Kirya.
Oh, that's right! Vijava was supposed to be a scholar from Sumeru. Do you recognize the name?
From Emily's letter, certainly, but that was the first time I'd heard of it. The academia produces a lot of scholars, and there are plenty of graduates who choose to pursue a career outside their darshan. I didn't have time to look into it earlier, but now it seems like Vijava's past could be critical to getting to the bottom of what happened to Mr. Edgar. I have friends in Sumeru City that can help me investigate. With any luck, we'll have news to share by tomorrow. I'll leave you and Emily to watch over things here in Port Ormos.
Now I'm questioning myself. Probably everyone is bad guys, beside Emilie and the Tainari. Everyone else are bad
Well,
guys.
it's been a day. Wonder if Tainari's discovered anything. But things weren't looking good with Emily's master yesterday. We should check on things at the hotel first.
Oh no. We're lost. No. Come back. Oh yes. Thank you. Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Without further ado,
Oh.
Emily!
No longer in critical condition, thankfully. He's still very weak, but with a bit more rest, he should regain consciousness soon. My chemical analysis of Auguste also went smoothly, although it certainly raised some questions. I was able to identify the components that give the substance its fragrance, but I also noticed an abnormal trace of elemental energy in the sample.
Elemental energy?
Hard to say. It was such a minute amount, proportionally speaking, like mixing a single drop of perfume into the ocean. I had to use one of the newest tests developed in recent years to even detect the traces present in the sample. Unless you were abnormally sensitive to elemental energy, I doubt it would have any effect, even if you use the product every day for 10 years. As for whether Master's condition was caused by the elemental energy present in the sample or some other component of the perfume, it's...
Oh, that reminds Paimon. Did Tainari come and find you? Maybe...
I received a message from him last night, but I haven't heard anything since. The message said he was looking into some information at the academia.
Oh, Paimon thought he might have stopped by to see you first. Excuse me? Is Miss Emily here?
Yay!
Oh, perfect! Familiar faces! Traveler, Paimon, you're here too!
Koi!
Oh, of course. Tainari's apprentice. He's mentioned you many times. It's a pleasure to... And please, no need for formalities. Emily is just fine.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you too, Miss, Emily. Did Tainari send you here, Kale? Yep. Master and the others went through decades worth of records last night, and still haven't had a chance to rest. I'm fast on my feet, so it only made sense for me to come and give you an update. Anyway, based on what they've reviewed so far, they believe there's no indication that a researcher by the name of Vijava ever passed through the academia. Master considered that possibility as well, but the name wasn't the only dead end. Master tried to track down people with a similar research direction or background, but also couldn't find them. How is that possible?
It's starting to seem very likely. If we want to figure out her true identity, I'm afraid another conversation with those two merchants might be our only...
Hey! Lucian!
It's Sylvain! Wait, you don't think Curio came back, do you?
That seems impossible. If someone came in or out of the hotel just now, we would have seen them.
They are killing each other.
It's locked?
Yeah. Lucian
There's
killed
no
the
one
other
here.
guy.
Lucian! 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 Come on! Emily, Emily, my brother, he's gonna be okay, right?
I'm sorry, Mr. Sylvain.
No, that's not.
Traveler, Kale, Mr. Sylvain has gone through a huge shock. He needs some space to calm down. Could one of you take him next door? It's not good for him to look at his brother's body.
Of course. Leave it to me.
Thank you both.
Shouldn't it be better to
Mr. Sylvain?
leave traveler
Let's get you
and
Here,
colleague
take
goes.
my hand. We'll take things from here. Just focus on getting some rest. Here, this way.
That was suspicious.
Poor guy. He's like, he may have made some bad decisions in life.
Good person or bad, the death of a loved one is equally all the moments he shared with his brother, every hardship and
If Kyria really was behind this, then what exactly did he do to Lucian?
Lucian can no longer speak, but the traces left behind by his traveler. I've got things covered here at the scene. I'll leave you to
Someone from
Who would have thought? Yesterday's case is still up in the air.
someone growls from underground and kills and then vanishes to thin air.
Miss Emily, I heard you're an experienced forensic doctor. Have you been able to discover...
Oh, I'm not actually a forensic doctor. I just happen to have some relevant knowledge. I did take a look, though. Judging by the temperature and rigidity of the body, it appears the time of death was sometime last night. I'd have to do a more thorough investigation to find out more.
Then, would you mind helping us investigate? Before he left, Tainari said we could trust your judgment if something like this were to happen.
Of course, I appreciate your trust. Many of the traces left behind at the scene will fade with time, so the sooner we investigate, the better.
We'll help too. We don't... Be cleansed. Smite the dust.
Pupils are dilated.
To tell you the truth,
Pupils are dilated.
Ah, luggage.
And the windows are shut tight too. Seems like the only way to get in would have been through Sylvain's room. Well, looks like we've investigated as much as we can. Let's go.
so, did you find anything?
Paimon can show you. Here, it'd be something like this.
But entering through the room next door without alerting Sylvain... Wait, you don't think Sylvain could have been the one who...
No, his reaction to the loss of his brother seemed genuine. And he...
Then what could have happened last night? I know Sylvain is still in shock, but he's our only available witness.
I agree. Also, I've made some new discoveries, so we might as well head next door and go through everything together.
Discoveries! Yay! Detective Emilie will explain everything for us.
Mr. Sylvain, I need you to tell me everything you and your brother did since yesterday afternoon. Did you...
After Kyria attacked Edgar, my brother and I we returned to our rooms and decided to lock all the doors. The only door we kept unlocked was the one connecting our rooms. That way, if we heard it... But I didn't hear any sort of commotion last night. Not a single noise. I woke up this morning.
So, no movement from the room next door. No forced entry via Sylvain's room. No signs of a struggle at the scene. And no external injury on Lucian's body. What kind of...
I did notice a few things about the body. Lucian's pupils were dilated, and his skin was flushed. Very similar to Master's symptoms. There weren't any traces of liquid in his mouth or nose, so it's unlikely he was forced to ingest anything. The more plausible explanation is that he inhaled a substance without knowing it, and I'd say that substance was likely a goose.
A goose? No, that's not possible. Inhaling a goose won't kill you. And anyway, it would have been for just one night. No. Emily, you ran your tests, didn't you? Go on. Tell everyone.
No, I didn't find any common...
See? A ghost is...
That may be true for most people, but...
Master!
Edgar? You're...
Thanks to Emily. Sylvain, no matter how hard you may try to hide it,
Edgar!
even if we could keep it a secret for another 10 or 20 years, do you think Kyria would just let us be? No. He would never give up. Not if he's doing all of this for Yelena. That's Vijava's... Yelena wasn't a scholar from Sumeru. She...
Oh, Fatous.
The Fatui. Well, that means the elemental energy present in Auguste was...
Ah, so you've already detected it. Well, the Auguste flower was created with the mutative and distorting power of a delusion.
The Fatui, delusions... I never would have thought Auguste was hiding this...
Born of a delusion, Auguste contained distorted elemental energy. A prolonged exposure over many years could have a harmful effect on the body.
That's enough, Edgar. I'll take it from here.
I'll come back another... after 3 minutes. back! I'm back! I'm back.
At first, Yelena wanted to keep refining the perfume and the flower, but no one knew how long the perfume mania was going to last back then. It didn't have any effect on ordinary people anyway. Every day we postponed going to market was another day of lost earning potential.
So you decided poisoning people was worth the risk?
Listen, it's not like it was good for business. But all that talk about a goose being harmful over time, Yelena was just speculating. The impact was practically negligible, unless you were particularly sensitive to elemental energy or had an entire bottle shoved down your throat like Edgar. You could use the product for decades and be complete.
It may be true there are no records of a goose poisoning in Fontaine. But even if no one was acutely poisoned, willfully bringing a product to market despite explicit knowledge of its harmful effects is still a serious crime. That explains why you were so intent on keeping Yelena and Kyria's involvement a secret all this time, despite readily confessing to all your financial crimes. The Fatui, delusions, Auguste. If the Marechaussee Phantom discovered the connection between the three, there would have been enough evidence to send you to the Fortress of Meripede for life.
Ha! If I'd known coming to Sumeru would put a target on my back, I would have been more than happy to stay there. At least that way, Lucian would still be... All these years without any sign of Kyria, and he pops up out of nowhere the minute my brother and I get out of prison? It couldn't be any clearer who the kid's after. Auguste was harmless before. The fact that it's killing people all of a sudden must be...
So there's bad blood between you.
What about Yelena's death? Was that a cover-up too? Wait.
I'll admit, we thought about it at one point. We took care to disguise the products circulating on the market, and no one was questioning Yelena's fake identity. But if the Marechaussee Phantom decided to look into the flower beds, it would have been the end. Yelena's ties to the Fatui, the role of the delusion, everything would have... Before we could even put our plan in motion, Yelena beat us to it. She burned all her flower beds and threw her...
But if her goal was to destroy evidence, there would have been... Yeah, she could have just burned the flower...
I thought about it for a long time, but it wasn't until just now that I finally... Everything she did, it was for her brother. One of the reasons they defected from the Fatui was the deterioration of Yelena's body due to her excessive use of a delusion. She didn't want her brother to follow. After arriving in Fontaine, Yelena continued using the delusion to cultivate the Auguste flower, weakening her body even further. There were times when she couldn't even...
So she couldn't flee with her brother because she was afraid of holding him back.
If her true identity was exposed, she and her brother would face pressure from both Snezhnaya and Fontaine. The Auguste flower and Yelena's own corroded body both bore the mark of a delusion. There would have been no way to avoid it. So, in the end, she burnt it all to ash, including herself. With all the evidence erased, Kyria was free to take the more...
So the wealth you earned from Auguste, it wasn't destroyed in the fire. Yelena gave it to her brother?
Most likely. Before Yelena died, she said if anything happened to her, she was going to leave everything to her brother. We just didn't realize she meant our cut as well. That's why Lucian and I were searching for Kyria, to take back Armora and the Auguste flower. We just didn't realize Kyria was baiting us the whole time.
But why is Kyria out for revenge anyway? Doesn't he know about Yelena's
I don't think he knew his sister was nearing death. Yelena always wore heavy makeup around him to conceal her deteriorating appearance. She kept herself busy with work to keep out of sight. That way her brother wouldn't notice how she...
Then all we'll need to do is tell Kiria what really happened.
I'm not so sure. Even if he knew the truth, he'd still find someone to blame. He might think Yelena was forced into using a delusion to cultivate. It's hard to pull yourself out of that kind of hatred.
Very true. Even if Yelena...
Edgar, what are you talking about?
Think about it, Sylvain. If we hadn't been in such a hurry to capitalize on the perfume mania all those years ago, do you think Yelena would have elected to take those? If we hadn't been so blinded by greed, so insistent on increase, if we hadn't invited the Marechaussee Phantom to our doorstep by breaking the law at every turn, Yelena could have...
She knew her limits. She knew her days were numbered. Maybe it was for her brother, but she was in it for the Mora, just as we were just trying to earn a bit of Mora. And what, we deserve to die for that? Target me for being the mastermind, sure. But what about Lucian? Lucian's crime. Was it really so extreme that he had to pay for?
The only person that...
Fine.
3 people from Fontaine, 1 from Snezhnaya, and a crime committed in Port Ormos. What a headache. Well, we can only wait until the Academia sends someone to deal with it. I'm guessing we'll have to contact Fontaine as well. In any case, we won't really know anything until... With the exhibition, we don't even have space in Port Ormos to detain anyone. Such a headache.
The hotel could suffice. You could station a few officers to keep an eye on Sylvain, and although with Sylvain's mental state and my physical one, I don't think you need to...
Mr. Edgar, are you saying...
If Sylvain is to stand trial, then I deserve this. I'd just like to take... As for Sylvain, would you be willing to grant that request?
Well... All right. I'll talk to the Academia. No matter who you were in Fontaine or what crimes you committed, the man we grew to know in Sumeru proved himself to be a good person. Your request is granted.
You have my thanks, Sheriff.
Happened tonight? Oh, you mean the possibility...
Yeah! All we know is that he uses a goose to poison people, but we still have no idea how to catch him in the act! If he targets Sylvain or Edgar again, we might not be able to stop him!
That may be true, but what if we can take advantage of his If we take advantage of this situation and lure him in on purpose, we might finally have the chance.
Master, no! That's too...
If Kiria learns we're being taken away tomorrow, his last chance to enact his revenge. In other words, you want to use us as bait to
Capture? Not necessarily. I just want to talk.
Afraid? This is my only chance. I'm spending the rest of my life in prison anyway. I can't just sit back and let him ride off into the sunset with our fortune. There's no way. As for the danger, everyone else just needs to make preparations in it.
I'll admit, it could work. We just need to spread the word that Edgar and Sylvain are leaving tomorrow. Then I'll station some of my men around the hotel. If we have your assistance as well, our chance of success would be even...
I still have some reservations. But if you insist on carrying out this plan, I won't deny you my help.
I'll also keep...
Although I think Sylvain and myself should remain alone in our respective room. If Kiria noticed another person in the room, he might decide to turn back. And besides, it's possible he's already transformed Auguste.
You mean if he doesn't see a way to get his hands on the two of you, He might get so desperate that he'll just start using a goose.
If that were to happen, everyone's standing guard. Even the innocent.
That's why everyone else needs to keep to the shadows.
You're still recovering. You need to rest.
This old pack of
All right, we can figure.
Have you heard? Mr. Edgar's been detained. He's being taken away tomorrow.
What? He's the one who helped craft all the fragrance.
He taught my child how to make perfume. How could this happen?
He hasn't been convicted yet. Let's just wait and see what the...
Oh, everyone on the street is talking about the rumors. Let's head back to the hotel and take a break. We can...
Emily, Sheriff Xian wants to talk to you and the Traveler about our plans for the Night Watch.
Thank you, Kale. But first, here, I prepared a kind of herbal tea that helps calm the spirit. Why don't you have some?
Oh, that's very...
Oh, it's not good to be so tense, especially when we've got a long night ahead of us. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I couldn't help but notice that something seems to be on your mind. You seem very preoccupied with Kyria's revenge. If there's anything you want to talk about, I'm
Hey, Emily! Kale! Oh, are we...
No, not at all. This will be easier to talk through with you here anyway. I've just been thinking. If Kyria has the capacity to commit murder while remaining completely undetected, why didn't he target Sylvain along with Lucien? There was just a single door separating them. If his intention was to target both brothers, then there was barely anything standing in his way. Don't you? When I accompanied Sylvain to his room after Lucien died and saw how distraught he was, I suddenly realized maybe Kyria did that on purpose. Maybe he wanted Sylvain to experience the pain of losing a loved one before he completed his ultimate revenge.
So did he attack Edgar as a warning then? To scare Sylvain and Lucien?
Based on what we've heard about Kyria, that may very well be the case.
Losing his sister all those years ago. What has been going through his head? What has he been forced to endure? Whenever I get to thinking like that, I just can't help but wonder. If I were in his I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't think like that. Not after everything he's done. But...
There's nothing wrong with the way you're feeling. Empathy is a part of human nature. In all my years of cleaning up crime scenes, I've witnessed countless families mourn their loved ones. Their cries of devastation and anger. Some of them even try to stop me, begging me not to erase the last remnants of their loved ones. But getting swept up in those emotions will corrupt your judgment. Surround yourself with fragrance for too long, and your sense of smell will become dull. Allow yourself to be consumed by your emotions, and you lose. So while you hold on to that sense of empathy, you also need to... Do Sylvain and Lucien really deserve to die? How much did they truly know about the Fatui and the delusion? Did they force Yelena to... Answering those questions requires a lot of time and evidence. while a single act of vengeance can put those answers forever out of our reach. I've witnessed a lot of deaths in Fontaine. When someone dies, a certain amount of information can be inferred from the traces left behind it, but generally speaking, death will just leave most questions unanswered. And the whole picture ever...
Once you're consumed by hatred, it will become next to impossible to think about things that way. For someone like Kiria, I'm sure right and wrong lost all meaning a long time ago.
You're right. But that also makes us perfectly positioned to stand on the outside and try to pull them back from the brink before it's too late. I understand Kiria's decision, but I still want to stop him. Master, Sylvain, and Kiria.
The fortunate and the unfortunate.
Emilie, Traveler. Huh? Edgar.
Oh, it's you two. Didn't you head back to your room to rest, Edgar? Is it really okay for you?
A little excess. Besides, I don't have much time left in Sumeru. So I'd like to take care of my plants while I still...
We could do that for you, Master.
No need. I've grown attached to these flowers, and this is my last chance to... I would imagine Sheriff Sham is here for a more...
The Night Watch! You mentioned earlier that...
That's right. I've stationed some of my men around the surrounding area, but we still don't have anyone standing guard next to Sylvain's room. Exactly. After some discussion, we concluded that Sylvain has the highest risk of being attacked next. You're the most skilled fighter here, Traveler. And Emilie's expertise is sure to come in handy in a pinch. That's why I want you two stationed next to Sylvain's room. So, are you up for it?
Sounds perfectly reasonable. I'll be glad to have...
Lucien's room. We are ghosts. We are not here.
Not a peep. Has Kiria given up on his revenge? Guess we'll have to keep at it. Still nothing unusual. Paimon took a peek into the room next door and Sylvain's already sleeping.
Perhaps Kiria's true motive was simply forcing Sylvain to confess his crime. No, that can't be right. If all he wanted was for Sylvain to be convicted for his true crimes, he could have tipped off the Marechaussee Phantom years ago. There must be something we're missing.
Maybe we just need to calm down a little. How about some tea? That herbal blend from earlier was pretty tasty. You're right. Maybe we can look for a different distraction then, like, oh, there's a glaze lily here. Paimon didn't notice it earlier.
Flowers, glaze lilies. Oh no! Sylvain's room! Quick!
Wait, what?
Hey, did you hear? Someone was attacked again.
It was the older of the merchant brothers, right?
Yeah, I think his name was Sylvain. Poor guy was murdered in cold blood.
First it was Mr. Edgar, then that merchant named Lucien, and now this.
Listen up, everyone. This is an active crime scene. Please.
It's been 3 days and they haven't even caught a glimpse of the guy. What?
Do you think it could be the work of an... I mean, how do you get away with something like that with so many people?
Keep it moving, everyone. No...
I suppose.
You don't know that. Kyria already attacked you once, and you survived. Perhaps he doesn't consider your...
You were the only reason I managed to survive, Emily.
Even if I wasn't there, Tainari was also in the vicinity. He would have been able to help.
Is that so? I suppose I have exceptional students, caring friends, and the respect of... But Kyria has nothing. Yelena is gone. Now, it really makes you wonder if there's even a reason to keep on living.
If you really want an answer, I suppose you'll have to ask Kyria himself, once we finally catch him.
Well, I hope it all goes well.
Oh. Me bracing is louder than the game speaking.
Emily, there's something else I'd like to ask of you. Everything holding the exhibition is off the table now, but so many flowers were transported here for the show, some of them thousands of miles away from their homeland. Whether Kyria gets to me first, or I'm sent back to Fontaine to stand trial. I won't be around. I know it's a lot to ask.
Of course, Master.
Really? Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Now I truly...
Sheriff Sham still has some questions for me. I've gotta go.
Go ahead. Best not to keep him waiting.
I'm sorry, Master.
Emilie The Sherlock Holmes. Gone. To investigate. Probably. Wait. Why did he have a bottle of Lagos?
Plan will go well.
Emily still isn't back. I hope she didn't run into any trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Traveler, I had my men start spreading the information you requested. The crowd is gone now too, but I have to admit, I'm not really sure what's going on. After listening to Emily's plan, I started getting the materials together and arranging personnel. I barely had a second to spare last night. To be honest, I'm still not sure how the crime was committed that night.
The key clue was right in front of us the entire time! Let's go! We'll show you where the culprit hid a goose. This is it!
The glazed lily, huh? I think I've heard of it before. It's a flower.
Well, did you know it only blooms at night?
Emily, you're back!
Exactly.
A flower that only blooms at night. Ah, like the Neelatpala lotus.
Exactly. Although the Nilotpala lotus wouldn't be a good substitute in this scenario. When it's closed, the gaps between the petals are too large. That's why Kyria chose the glaze lily as his mechanism. He would start by preparing an Auguste sample.
If applied to the outside, you would still be able to... There's a sticky substance on the edge of the flower petals. If you stick the petals together with... If poured into the flower...
That's right! He applied a diluted form of slime condensate to the petals to stick them together and enclosed a sample of Auguste in the center. That way, the Auguste would remain trapped inside during the daytime, unable to seep between the petals and evaporate into the air. This also allowed the culprit to plant the poison well in advance, while his targets remained oblivious. However, the diluted slime condensate wouldn't be viscous enough to prevent the petals of the glaze lily from opening at night. So by nightfall, the flower would bloom, thereby forcing the target to inhale the Auguste trapped.
And Kyria could execute his revenge without having to step foot inside the room during the night.
By the next morning, the sample of Auguste would have nearly fully evaporated. The glaze lily would have already closed its petals, and any lingering odor would be concealed by the fragrance of the other flowers in the room.
Wait a second. You're telling me this version of Auguste is so toxic, inhaling the minute amount trapped inside a flower is enough to kill a grown man? And how did Edgar even survive ingesting a whole bottle of the stuff?
That's because Auguste is just as dangerous now as it was all those years ago. The level of toxicity has never changed. Only a small subset of people are truly at risk.
Ah, you mean people who are sensitive to elemental energy. So it's just some sort of happy coincidence that Sylvain and Lucien are allergic to the stuff? That can't be right. They were involved in the operation all those years ago. If this...
I wouldn't use the word allergic necessarily. It's more like they're susceptible to its effects. But that distinction is, you can think of it this way. It's not that Sylvain and Lucien are innately sensitive to elemental energy, but that Kyria found a way to ensure that they would be.
The incense I smelled earlier seemed familiar. In Sumeru, scholars use spirit borneal to aid meditation.
Alchemically produced essential oils, the primordial seawater that...
That stuff gave us a lot of trouble when we first came to...
Ah, yes. I definitely remember that.
In Sumeru, it's not uncommon to use incense indoors, so its presence wouldn't arouse suspicion. The flowers in the room could also serve to...
Flowers were pretty important to this plan, huh? The glaze lily is native to Liyue. It would be completely unnatural to have one here in Sumeru if it weren't for the exhibition. What a coincidence.
Actually, it's not a coincidence at all.
No wonder he was willing to pay a small fortune to rent out the hotel.
He probably used the Mora Yelena left him, don't you think? That money was supposed to set him free, but in the end, it was just a tool.
There's a saying among forensic doctors in Fontaine. Every step you take leaves a mark. But up until this point, we haven't been able to detect any trace of Kyria's activities. That's not because he was coming and going undetected, or because he's some kind of evil spirit, but because he's been disguised as someone else this entire...
Creating such an intricate mechanism out of a glaze lily. Setting up the it all points to one person. Kyria and Edgar.
But Kyria was only in his teens back then. He wouldn't even be 40 years old by now. Edgar's lived here for so many years.
Bad news, Sheriff! Mr. Edgar was attacked!
What?
A dark shadow-like figure just ran out of his room. It was giving off a really ominous, but before we could even react, the figure up and disappeared like some sort of ghost or something. By the time we got a look inside the room, do you think Kyria kidnapped him?
I need you to think very carefully about this. Are you certain that figure...
I mean, Mr. Edgar was so frail. I don't see how he could have moved.
It would seem Master decided to tap into an ill-advised source of power.
What? But that's so dangerous with the condition he's in.
But why? Why would he do that?
No. If his aim was to target everyone who had a hand in Yelena's death...
If he left Sylvain alive yesterday, not out of a desire to see him suffer, but to confirm the truth about why Yelena chose to die...
Then there's still one target...
The shadow-like figure ran in the direction of the elevator, and my partner immediately chased after them.
We should hurry before they're forced to confront each other.
Where in the world did he go? Let's ask the merchants nearby.
Ghost!
It's all right. Please, calm down and take a deep breath. Can you...
I saw a black... How could something like that...
This is terrifying.
No! Don't come any closer!
If we go any further, we'll be out of Port Ormos. We'll be hardly any witnesses.
It's all right. I can detect a faint whiff of the scent from here. I would say he passed by this location not too... It's this way. Please, follow me. The scent is getting stronger.
Let's go beat them up with our newly built
Oz!
amazing
Are you alright?
Zebai.
Were you at...
No, I'm alright. I was just chasing after that figure.
Let me take a look.
The air definitely feels heavy. It smells nice, but for some reason, it's hard to breathe.
This feeling, I've encountered it before.
Everything looks all right. It was probably just the stress of the chase, combined with the impact of the environment.
I can't rest. Mr. Edgar is still in there. He taught my sister how to make perfume. He's a good man.
Oz, you need to calm down and listen to me. Edgar is the one we're after. He and Kyria are the same person.
But how is that possible? Mr. Edgar is 70-something. Changing your appearance to look decades older.
That's precisely why he had to resort to extraordinary measures to age himself. Kyria used a delusion to bring back the Auguste flower, corroding his body in the process, just like his older sister.
No. He couldn't have. Mr. Edgar has been in Port Ormos for years. If someone started impersonating...
And what if the impersonation started before he ever said... I've yet to confirm it, But I suspect Curia killed the real Edgar in Fontaine not long after his release from prison. While Edgar was incarcerated, Curia started making preparations to replace him, including forcefully aging his body, studying perfumery, and planning the real Edgar's demise. The new Edgar then decided to relocate to Sumeru, seemingly out of an innocuous desire to let go of the past. He even left perfume making in favor of mentoring students. But these decisions were all for a specific purpose: the need to distance himself from anyone who might see through the facade. And Sumeru fit the bill to a T, with no one around to question his identity. All he had to do was grow a beard, don a pair of glasses, make a few minor alterations to his appearance, and everyone would believe he was exactly who he. As the years went by, he removed his disguise little by little and continued to refine his skills. It would have been a gradual process, one that ensured no one around him would notice anything unusual.
That explains why Sylvain said he barely recognized Edgar back at the hotel. He aged himself decades beyond his years just so he could accomplish his revenge. Is that even worth it?
I need to find Mr. Edgar. He's not that kind of person. He can't be.
What you really need is to get out of here and rest.
No,
Wait! This environment is likely being influenced by the delusion. Any discomfort, no matter how slight, should not. I know how to relieve your symptoms, Mr. Ooze. Please, I'm sure Kyria.
Kale's right. The Traveler and I will take things from here. From our brief this leads me to believe those blessed with a vision or capable of wielding elemental power are more resistant to the effects of. Actually, now that I think about it, this stronghold likely has multiple points of entry. If the target were to escape from a different point of entry, that might allow him to evade. I hate to trouble you, but we
Thanks. Hear that? We're heading out.
Traveler, for someone whose only purpose in life is revenge, there's no tell.
Don't worry. This isn't the end. We're not going to let.
Well, wait. I can use Emilie's lunar bloom. Is even Emilie a lunar balloon?
Monsters. Perhaps they were attracted here by the increased level of elemental energy.
Oh. Oh. Not that powerful, I guess.
Reconstitute!
I gotta say that Emilie wasn't strong at all.
I've never seen these seeds before. They must also have been created with the power of...
What? That is trash. Dude. Dude. I think this is not good at all.
It seems to be avoiding us, and there's no other way forward. Perhaps we could try luring it to the edge of the cliff.
Oh. Attack.
Whoa, look at all the Auguste flowers! There are so many of them. I can't believe a single person did all this.
I fear that statement is truer than you know, Paimon. Using a delusion comes at a cost. Not just time, but the time you have left to live.
But why would Kyria need this many Auguste flowers? He only needed a few bottles of Auguste to carry out his plan.
Perhaps hatred wasn't the only emotion fueling his obsession with a goose. Not long ago, he told me he didn't want all the flowers transported to Sumeru to wither away in a foreign land. But Kiria betrayed Snezhnaya, abandoned Fontaine, and lived his entire life in Sumeru under the guise of someone else. For someone with nowhere to call home, perhaps dying among a bed of Agus flowers just like his sister is the best homecoming he could ask for.
Let's dance.
Without further ado.
A plant that destroys seeds. Huh, quite the ecological marvel. Let's head back to the place where the seeds first appeared. The scent of flowers is getting stronger. We're almost at the end.
Wait, I found a very... Oh, shoot. I messed up, man. I messed up. Well, I didn't mess up. Oh, man, I'm so stupid. Let's just normally continue exploring. Uh-huh.
The scent of flowers is getting stronger. We're almost...
Did they catch up that fast? No. My strength is just waning. But it doesn't matter. This is far enough.
This is a garden of Auguste flowers. But it's not mine. It's the one that was set on fire all those Yelena? Yelena! You tried to hide it from me, but I
The reason why you continued to use the delusion. The reason why you set your garden on fire. I shouldn't have listened to you that day. I shouldn't have taken the Mora and ran. But by the time I realized something wasn't right, there was nothing left. I know I'm almost 20 years too late. I should have come looking for you early. I should have died with you that day. Yelena? Yelena! No! Don't leave me! Please, Yelena!
I'm alive. No.
That was an illusion, likely brought about by the residual toxin in your body coupled with the pollen in the air, neither of which are fatal.
No. The amount of August I drank, it should have been enough. A fake.
We started making the preparations last night with one goal in mind, to create a perfect accord. The accord is the basis of perfume making, the product in its most primitive
form. Ambergris mixed with cedar wood, rounded out with a base note of agar wood.
This is the scent of leather?
Exactly. We're unable to extract essential oils from leather, but by combining other raw materials, we can recreate its essence. That is the purpose of an accord.
Does that mean you can recreate any scent in the whole world?
I'm afraid not. Certain fragrances in this world are simply one of a kind. That quality is what draws people in and fuels their obsessions.
If I wear a goose to the ball, I'll also be one of a kind.
Our competitor already got their hands on it.
It doesn't matter how much it costs. I have to buy something better.
This fragrance will be one of a kind, no more. Myths can be deconstructed, miracles can be recreated. All it takes is skill, experience, limitless exploration, and a little patience. The only thing left is determining where the real Auguste is hidden. Pretending to be attacked means he's not free to move around. Auguste must be hidden within reach.
Paimon took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers.
The curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar, capable of retaining heat and moisture.
Perfumes are as beautiful as flowers, and equally as delicate. When stored, you must take care to control the temperature and keep them away from direct sunlight. Did you get all that, Emilie?
I got it.
Did you hear? Someone was attacked again last night.
So, Sylvain is dead. Is that right?
Yes, Master.
So, you switched the bottles of Auguste, and then lied to me about Sylvain's death.
Convincing you that your revenge had been completed was the easiest way to get you to let down your guard.
Impossible. Even if you found a way to switch out the bottles, if Auguste was so easy to replicate.
It was a combination of rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias. Those ingredients would have conflicted with each other if you tried to combine them in the past. But recently, we found a way for them to work together.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias.
Auguste was created over 10 years ago. All this time, people never stopped analyzing it, never stopped trying to perfumery techniques are advancing day by day. We found better ways to extract essential oils, separate oils and fats. We even discovered new ways to combine fragrances together. The mythos surrounding a Auguste may have been untouchable almost 20 years ago, but now it's time for it to become a thing of the past.
The past?
You've been working as a perfumer for all these years. You should have always known that it is possible to make an accord, even if only in theory. But the meaning you assigned to Auguste became so inflated, you allowed yourself to get lost in it. Just like the perfume mania that captivated the public all those you believed in its divinity and grandeur. You believed it was entirely one of a kind. Your obsession with Auguste is also what allowed us to predict how you intended your plan to end and to make preparations in advance.
We just didn't expect it to happen so fast.
Well, you hit the nail on the head now, didn't you? So, since you've been preparing your accord since last night, I assume you've also figured out That means the news of Sylvain's death. The crowd gathered outside the hotel this morning. It was all an
Yes. If we hadn't, you might have resorted to the delusion out of desperation, or continued to use your spirit Borneal and Auguste combination to wreak havoc.
Who knows? Maybe I would have just...
I know if you had things your way, you would carry the truth of Edgar's demise and the secrets of this garden to the grave, but I'm sorry, Master. I don't want to see any more death. Sylvain only inhaled a small amount of poison. He's being detained. All the crimes he concealed back then will be exposed in a court of law for everyone to see. And all his secrets will be revealed.
Is that so? Well, I suppose I'll be spending the rest of my days in a prison.
Whoa, he accepted that kind of fast.
I don't feel the need to justify my action. I did.
Careful, everyone. This environment is dangerous. I'll lead the way.
Stick close and hurry up.
Looks like I'm almost out of time. Although...
Of course, Master.
The combination you used to make your accord.
The scent of Auguste is complex and varied, yet the main ingredient consists of a single variety of So, as I was analyzing the sample yesterday, I got to thinking, what if the scent of the Auguste flower was already imbued with that complexity during its cultivation?
You're saying Yelena designed Auguste to have the scent of multiple flowers.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, Cecilias. The perfumers of the past knew that if you combined their essential oils directly, they would just cancel each other out. It was a conundrum they could never solve. But if you cultivate a new flower species that intrinsically carries the unique features of those three scents, you can bypass that issue entirely. It goes without saying that for that time, this idea was a stroke of genius.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias. Those really do seem like flowers you would, Yelena.
That took 2 hours. 2 freaking hours. They are usually 1 hour and a half. It's 2. 2 entire hours. Wait, isn't this Hotel de Boer? Yeah, it's Hotel de Boer.
Did you know? Miss Emily's releasing a new perfume. Right, I heard about that. I think it's called Yelena.
Mr. What? Yelena? Emilie, oh yeah.
Seems like everyone in Fontaine is talking about the new perfume.
I was hoping to release it without such a fuss, but the news spread way faster. I just hope it won't become the source of some new myth, especially after all the work we did to demystify Auguste. I did, although I made a few modifications to the formula to make the scent more pleasant and long-lasting. I actually brought a few samples with me today. I hope they're... Also, I was hoping you could try out the fragrance before I officially release it and tell me your thoughts.
Of course! A good sense of taste and... Oh, it smells great!
It's alright. All feedback is... Besides, when it comes to perfume, commenting on whether it smells good is the most straightforward assessment you can ask for. There doesn't always have to be a deeper meaning.
Right! Do those flowers have some special meaning? Hearing their names seemed to have an effect on him.
If I had to guess, I'd say it probably has something to do with the language of flowers.
The language of flowers? Oh, we've heard of that before! Paimon remembers hearing something like,
What each flower is said to represent varies by person and across different moments in history. The same is true for the flowers that make up the scent of a ghost. After returning to Fontaine, I did some research, and it turns out the meanings of those 3 flowers can be reassembled to form forget the past and keep on living. Perhaps that's the legacy Yelena always intended, not the nobility and grandeur most people associate with a ghost.
Do you think Kiria knew about that?
I paid him a visit before his trial and explained what I found, but he didn't seem to care. Who knows? Maybe she didn't mean anything by it at all. That was his response. Yelena is gone. We'll never know what she was thinking. We can look for meaning all we want, but it'll never be anything but... Even if that is what she was trying to say, I would never be able to forget her. Avenging her death? That was the meaning I chose for my life. Kiria cultivated his revenge like a flower. He was committed to making it bloom. Even in any case, he did want me to pass along his thanks. Thank you for saving my life. For giving me the love and hatred are a privilege of the when someone dies, their thoughts, feelings, and intentions die with them. But even if it's only a conjecture, the meaning we give to flowers, the symbolism we assign to our and yet at the very outset, they're born from the simplest...
Yay! How many wishes do I have? I don't know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I guess this is the 11. Yeah, we are at PD 11. That's not good, but that's not bad either. Not bad either. What? Wait a moment. Yeah, let's use this here. What is this? It was right here. Where did it go? It's gone. Where did it go? Oh, here.
The Adeptus arts are most miraculous, but unless one first cultivates the mind before cultivating these arts, all their feats will be like the moon's reflection on water.
I need something a little more
shattering at the slightest touch.
No, I don't want that. This one is cuter and what is more useful? Oh, you are more useful. Dang it. And who is the... Oh yeah, I wanted to place this. Oh, not here. 16 hours. Yep, that's good actually. I think I can finish it like tomorrow. 4 to 3, 12. 12 plus. How many do I have? 12 plus 9 is 21. That's more than 20. So we'll make it, I think. Don't we?
I wonder when I'll be as tall as my
Yeah.
big
Oh,
sister.
12 and 8. Oh, yeah. Okay, we have exactly enough. Next battle pass would be amazing. Oh wait, this is not where battle pass could be fine. Here, 5 days later. Yay, final. We finally get it to R5. Where is it? Mawake! Yay, it's R4. It's gonna be R5. What is the next one? Let us see. What do we have? Okay, let me explain every single one. Okay, this is basically a very good attack-based lens, polarm, for like pyro DPS polarm users. So, or any other attack-based, so, like Dandro. So it's really good. It gives a lot of crit rate, and it gives attack buff to single enemies and attack and defense buff to multi enemies. So yeah, that's good. Oh, Cryo also uses attack. Cryo Lancer makes sense too. This one. When there are at least 3 different element types in your party, elemental mastery will be increased by 120. So it's good for reaction teams, for sure. And I don't know any one specifically good for this one. So yeah, it's probably not for the DPS because it's wastes the buff that you can have on your DPS lance, polarm, and you should give it to likely support like Scoofier. Like you pick your team, Arlecchino, Scoofier, Sidlolly, and Shilonen. Then, if you give this to Scoofier, actually, that would be really good. Just really good. It gives 120 elemental mastery to both Sidlolly and Arlecchino. So Arlecchino is strong, deals more melt damage, and Sidlolly's shield will be stronger. So yeah, it's really good to give to Scoofier. Okay, I don't know, but it doesn't seem it's worth it. But it has crit rate, so good. Okay, it is good for charge attack. Oh, wait, I'll get back in a minute. I was telling that it's good for bow charge attack DPS users. This one, normal attack hits increase elemental skill and elemental burst damage by 20% for 6 seconds. Likewise, elemental skill or elemental burst hits increase normal attack damage for 20% for 6 seconds. Okay, so it's good for catalyst DPSs that use both normal attack and a skill and burst to deal a lot of damage, like in reaction teams where the burst or a skill make the normal attacks different and give them buff. So yeah, interesting. Oh, this is the best. It's for supports. When not unfilled for more than 5 seconds, max HP will be increased by 32% and elemental mastery will be increased by 40. These effects will be cancelled after the wielder has been on the field for 10 seconds. This is like maybe the best for Columbina. This is a support catalyst. And for Hydro users. That's just very good. For Columbina, at least. Okay, the next one. Yeah, probably you can give it to like every character. Every single character will work. It would work for every single Claymore user, probably. It's just simple. Don't take damage, deal more damage. And what is this? Oh. Okay, it does more damage when enemy is affected by elements. So yeah, who knows? It's hard because you usually use reactions to deal more damage. So if you have a mono team, this Claymore actually works. You know, the mono teams that you use Shilonen to lower the resistance, use Kazuha deal more elemental damage. It gives elemental damage bonus, just like Furina and Mona, but Furina and Mona apply Hydra effect as well. So yeah, like Novialat's mono team, but Novialat is not a Claymore user, so let me actually see what kind of Claymore user would work with mono team. Filter the Claymore. Okay. Obviously. Oh. Yeah. Full Geo Navia team. Or full Geo Ito team. No, no, they don't deal. They don't apply on enemies. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work as well. That doesn't work as well. These are out. There he has like overload and whip team, so no. Mavika Mono, I have never heard of such a team. Geo, Animo, oh maybe Animo. Maybe this will work somehow. I don't know. I'm genuinely confused now. I didn't expect such a weird thing at the end. Okay, about these two. Okay, increase damage dealt by normal and charge attack by 20% additional. Regenerates 16% of the attack and attack is HP. When normal and charge attack score a crit hit, this effect can occur once every 5 seconds. So, a character that uses sword and deals damage by normal and charge attack. Not actually. Is it special? I don't know. Let's see it later. Damage dealt by elemental skill and elemental bars is increased by 16%. When an elemental skill hits, its crit rate will be increased by 2%. When an elemental bar hits an opponent, its crit rate will be increased by 2%. Both of these effects last 10 seconds separately, have 4 max stacks, and can be triggered once every 0.1 seconds. It's a good. Both of them are for DPSs, but obviously different DPSs. Like this is for skill and bars DPSs, and this is for normal charge attack DPSs, like Vu. Not here. Idiots. Sword. Okay. Filter. Okay. A skill burst. Oh, maybe him. But that's a skill, that's not normal. I don't know. Now I have no idea. Maybe these two. Maybe it means these two. Or maybe not. Who cares? Whatever. Thanks for watching and goodbye.